This is me just waking up from my egg freezing procedure, and I was still on anesthesia looking crazy, and I was not ready for this process, so stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Asia. Welcome to my channel, and I wanted to talk about egg freezing. I froze my eggs. It's actually been a year. It made a year last month, last April. When I was doing my research, I found people talking about it, but I just didn't find people that look like me. So I just want to tell like my experience as a African American woman. I froze my eggs. I started the process when I was age 33. I went to a fertility doctor, and the process, when I did my research, people didn't really say how long the process is. So initially when I turned 33, I I ended up having like some health issues, so I stopped. First go to the fertility doctor, you meet with them, they ask you what you're trying to do. I obviously at the time I didn't have a partner or anything. I was just trying to freeze my eggs because they also have like IVF. So I just froze my eggs. That's it. Before they freeze your eggs, you have to do blood work. I did blood work and they wanted to see how I would respond to the medication. When they took my blood, and also they have to take your blood, they have to like do labs and stuff while you're on your period because of your hormone levels. Like everything is around your menstrual cycle and stuff, which I didn't know. So they basically tested to see my AMH levels, which is just basically seeing how much eggs I would get while I'm on the medication. And my egg reserve level was very low, which I already knew going into it. She was telling me like she's happy that I'm starting this process because of my age. And I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that I can't have kids naturally, but while I was on the medication, people that take those medications, you're like manipulating your body, so you don't know how it's going to respond. So, good batch, if you're freezing your eggs, they want you to like get like 20 eggs or 22. So basically, I already knew going in it was going to be a little tough. Also, I didn't like have a support of a partner. So if you are going into freezing your eggs, you definitely need to make sure you have a support system. I leaned on family to like help me, but going into it, definitely have a good support system because it is very exhausting. So one, you have to first do blood work. After you do your blood work and they see how you're going to respond, they know exactly how they're going to prescribe the medication. So after all of that was done, you go in, you do other like tests. They test you for everything. STDs, any form of any form of blood test you can think of, because at the end of it you're getting a procedure. They want to make sure you're good to go. I was having issues with my blood pressure, which I had to kind of resolve that, which I have it under control now, but they really test you for everything. So keep in mind when you do go for your egg freezing, they're testing you for everything, which is really good though, because you want to be healthy and you want to know what's going on with your body. After you go through with the testing and stuff, here is now the part where you start to go to the doctor and they want you to track your period. Once you get your period, they want you to put these patches on your stomach. Put it on there for like 7 days or so. I put these patches on my stomach, and then once they realize you're ovulating, you go back, they do some blood work. After I did the blood work, they would tell me like, okay, you're up to do the medication. Keep in mind, when you do these medications, you're like a nurse at this point. You're mixing your medications, you're administering the medication yourself, or if you have a partner. And these are not like, don't think of, I don't know if anybody is on like a GLP-1 with like those type of, they're like real like syringes. Like they're not pretty cute cases. It's like big like syringes. You got to change a needle, drain it. It's like you think you're a doctor. So anyway, and I'm terrified of needles. Thank God for my cousin. Shout out to her because she was administering the medicine for me. I had to take a shot in the morning in my stomach. I had to take two more shots in the evening. And you take these shots like every day, and then you go to the clinic every other day. And they do a vaginal ultrasound and they see how your stomach is growing. I mean, the eggs are growing, the follicles, and then you do blood work. So every other day you're going to the doctor. And just to realize, if you are a full-time worker at work, it can be very hard. I was able to work around it because I started work at 8 and I was able to go to the clinic 7 o'clock in the morning and make it back to work fine. But these are things like I just didn't know going into it. So, and also you're doing this for a good month. And I suggest to not drink. You're not allowed to have sex. It's a very time consuming thing. I was blessed enough that my job paid for everything because it could be pricey, but I ended up coming out of pocket because I was on the highest dose. I ran out of medication and I had to pay out to like $2,000. At the end of my at the end of doing the egg freezing, they only retrieved 7 eggs and 4 only survived. So the doctor, she reached out to me like maybe like 2 or 3 months after, and she was trying to convince me to like do another process because she felt like it would just be good to do it again. And she said that she would add some other vitamin shot for me, and she would hope to try to get more eggs out of me. I'm not doing that again to myself. I have my 4 eggs, and I mean, my 4 eggs, and I just hope that, when I'm ready to have a child, I can conceive naturally. And if not, I guess I'll use those 4 eggs, and hope for the best. But I did not know it was such a long process. Doing it like on your mental, doing that alone, it's just a lot. So if you are thinking about freezing your eggs, definitely just consult your doctor and make sure you have a support team, because it can be very hard and definitely tough on your mental. And not to mention, right after I did the procedure, because you have pressure on your stomach because they take the eggs out. They put you to sleep. They take the eggs out. Your stomach starts to swell up. You gain weight too. So and also too, your hormones are out of whack because you're being pumped with so much hormones. So just keep all of that in mind. If you have any questions or you want to like know more information, I could do like a follow-up video and tell you about the medications that I took, and maybe go more in depth. But that is just my experience of like, whoa, that's what I did. So just for all my black girlies, if you are trying to freeze your eggs, this is my experience. Don't be discouraged, but I wish going into it I would know that all of this information that I had to do, I I won't say I wouldn't have did it because obviously it's worth it, but just keep in mind you just have to have a good mental headspace and a good support system. So I hope that helps anybody that is thinking about freezing their eggs or thinking about doing it. If you have any questions, comment below, like, and subscribe.